Now, Mitt Romney is going to talk to Brian Kilmeade here from Fox News. For some odd reason, they're going to do it in a boxing ring. I don't know whose ass is going to get kicked. But Mitt Romney is going to talk about Baltimore. Later, he's going to criticize Hillary Clinton for politicizing it, as here in this clip, they're basically politicizing it. So let's watch.
Does your gut instinct tell you, with the leadership that you've acquired and the ability and the things that you have done, tell you that the mayor of Baltimore did the right thing in saying that I'm going to get justice for Freddie Gray and not talk about an investigation for the 6 officers who have been suspended and possibly will end up in jail? Do their lives matter too?
You know, I think people who are in a position of authority should stand by the police officers and the justice system and the rights of the accused, and they should not jump to conclusions if they possibly can avoid that.
That's fascinating. He's saying if you're in a position of authority, you should always stand by the cops. What if the cops are wrong? What if the cops killed somebody? Okay, that doesn't make much sense, right? And he says you should trust in the justice system, but the prosecutor is part and parcel of the justice system, and she just said that she's going to try them for murder. So shouldn't you just trust her? Oh, you don't agree with her, so you're not going to trust her. Instead, you're going to politicize it and say that the prosecutor is doing this for other reasons. And anyone who backs her is also politicizing it, including Hillary Clinton. Now, they're about to criticize her, so I want to give you a quote here from Hillary Clinton that they're referring to. She had said recently, "There's something wrong when more than 1 out of every 3 young black men in Baltimore cannot find a job. There's something wrong when trust between law enforcement and the communities they serve breaks down as far as it has in many of our communities. Without the mass incarceration that we currently practice, millions fewer people would be living in poverty." I actually have a lot of issues with Hillary Clinton, but that's one of the most sensible things she's ever said. So obviously Mitt Romney is going to disagree. Let's watch.
Hillary Clinton weighed in on it.
Without the mass incarceration that we currently practice, millions fewer people would be living in poverty.
Tell me what you think.
Well, I was concerned that her comments really smacked of politicization of the terrible tragedies that are going on there.
In what way?
When she said, "Look, we're not going to have mass incarcerations in the future," it's like, what is she referring to? We don't have mass incarcerations in America. Individuals are brought before tribunals and they have counsel, they're given certain rights. Are we not going to lock people up who commit crimes? Is that what she's suggesting? I mean, I thought it was a very inappropriate thing for her to do, and I think it was political in nature to try and get more support in the African American community, and I think it was a big mistake on her part and simply wrong.
All right, so let's break this down. First of all, please, for the love of God, stop saying things are political in nature. She's running for president. Of course it's political in nature. Everything she does is political. She's running as a politician. And Mitt Romney, you ran about 1 billion times for president. Everything you did was political. To say that as you were running for president you weren't being political is preposterous. No one believes you. That's why they think you're a slimy politician. So cut it out. On the issue of mass incarceration, what mass incarceration? What, millions of people in prison, for example, for smoking marijuana? I don't know what you're talking about. What does she want us to do? Not lock up people who've committed crimes? Wow, the big crime of smoking a joint. Yeah, sure, we should lock up millions of Americans, destroy their lives, put them in prison, destroy any chance that they're going to have real economic opportunity when they get out, be able to get jobs, provide for their families. That's the mass incarceration we're talking about. And if you turn a blind eye to that, again, you're being purposely obtuse, which of course is a trademark of Mitt Romney. Now, finally, why is it that every time Democrats actually try to do anything for African-American community in places like Baltimore, Ferguson, etc., they're like, oh yeah, trying to pander to get African-American votes? Mitt, how about you and your party? How come nobody ever says you're pandering to get white votes? Whenever you try to do something for black people, oh yeah, trying to get their votes. When you guys structure your entire party around pandering to white people, nobody ever says, oh yeah, trying to get white votes. And the reality is, the Republicans have admitted that they had a Southern strategy. For at least 40 years, the whole point of the Southern strategy was, let's flip things around, let's be the party of racists, okay, and appeal to the South, get the white vote, because there are more white voters than there are black voters, and we will win more elections. Now, the Nixon campaign came up with that, and the Republican Party ran with it. They admitted it. Ken Mehlman, who was the head of the RNC came out and apologized after his reign was over and said, yes, we did the Southern strategy. Yes, we did it for decades. Yes, we ran on racism to try to pander to white voters, specifically white racist voters, okay? I had Pat Buchanan on my show on MSNBC. I asked him about this, and he said, well, we had a nice 40-year run. Okay, so they almost brag about it. And the one time that anybody wants to do something for a black community, oh yeah, trying to get votes from blacks. How about you guys? You went to the bottom of the barrel. You played the race card from the bottom for 40 years. You don't get to complain about it now when someone tries to do something decent for the African American community.